Final Fantasy has been going on since 1987. Why am I starting this like it's 2008? Listen, I don't know how to review games or anything for that matter, so I'm just gonna talk about the game in a natural way, so I hope that's fine by y'all. I mean, if not, you could just leave the video. I've been waiting for Final Fantasy VII Remake for what it feels like the longest. I played the original when I was just a little kid on the PS1, and me and my sister never got past Midgar. Yeah, the game was toughy back then. But, back then, this game and its graphics were acceptable. And oh my, thank God for advancement in technology, because this game is freaking gorgeous. And mainly in the opening sequence. And just look at the comparison between the two. This game is delayed for a reason, and they put all their time into making sure this game was pleasing to look at. Although there were some weird moments where textures wouldn't fully load in during gameplay, and sometimes it's distracting, but I mean, as long as Tifa's on screen, I'm not worrying about anything else except her. Guys, I'm telling Malaysia, keep this between us. Speaking of gameplay, no one mentioned it. Hush. Let's talk about how I feel about playing the dang thing. So when I was a kid playing the original, Final Fantasy VII was a turn-based RPG. And I wasn't good at that aspect of gaming yet, kinda not even now. But over the years, specifically after Final Fantasy X, the franchise has turned itself into an action RPG. So you know what that means. Flashy action with colorful attacks that makes it hard to see anything that goes on. Jeez, this isn't Final Fantasy 15. Calm down, Alchemy, calm down. Surprisingly, the battles are in that effect, but it's still possible to see what you're doing in that moment. I won't explain everything about combat in Final Fantasy VII, so it sucks for you if you're new. Just kidding, I put it up on the screen. See, there you go. But the new gameplay direction makes the battles even more intense and less intense at the same time. I don't even know if that makes sense. It made it more intense by giving a fast reaction to figure out your attacks and what you're going to use in your ATB attacks. But it made it less intense compared to the original because the turn-based feel of the game caused you to think hard about what's the next best move to win the battle, hoping that you won't have to use your potions or anything to help you stay alive. And Phoenix Down are freaking everywhere and cheap in this game. You can buy for them like 300 gil sometimes. It's freaking amazing. But I still love the battles in this game. The action is pure adrenaline and the material you acquire are very helpful. I didn't like the summons though. Even though they look great visually. I feel like I couldn't have gone through boss battles without them. I mean, Cloud is freaking beefy. Ifrit, I don't need you. But in certain instances, they can save you when you're struggling to make it through. Like when you're fighting Don Canario's sewer monster. For like the 6th time, I struggled. I love the Reno and Rude boss battles. Those boss battles had intense action and Aerith. The different type of weapons you can get with Cloud is amazing. I didn't get all of them, but the Iron Blade was my favorite. And once I upgraded it, slicing and dicing with the breeze. There's some pretty cool stuff for Tifa and Barret that made their usage in battle more appreciated. Aerith had a staff, I guess. All in all, I really liked the combat and gameplay. Good job, Square. Now, a Final Fantasy game isn't a Final Fantasy game without the story. Some of them are great, and some of them they're something. But Final Fantasy VII's story was one of my favorites. As a kid, I didn't understand it. I was like, me put in game system, me play game, pretty colors. As I grew up and continued to play the Final Fantasy series, I would understand the stories. I would soon just fall in love with Final Fantasy VII. I fell in love with the characters like Cloud and Tifa. Of course. I mean, come on. Now I'm going to go ahead and start talking about certain plot points of the game's story. So if you're new to the series or just want to go in blind for this remake, then click off this video. Or if you're not a gamer, just watch me for me and don't care about gaming, I appreciate you and stick around. So, things that I liked about the story. Newfound character development. Every character has a little bit more character development due to the reworking of the story and its elements. And I felt like Barret was a little bit more believable character. His words and why he wants to go against Shinra is truly understandable. Cloud's character's development is much more intriguing because of his voice actor. Later in the game, you start to hear passion in his words. You start to see how connected he becomes with the gang. I also liked how the ghosts were put into the story. They were basically there to make sure things from the original plot played out in this one, but also change things around to make sure the next chapter was a little bit more interesting. Now, on to things that I don't like. Number 1, Sephiroth. I don't find him intimidating in this remake. The original, I thought of this guy as some scary beast. And in this one, he's just a guy who shows up everywhere. I think it has a little bit more better connection with Cloud, as Sephiroth is constantly bickering Cloud, and it draws a more, I don't know, evil guy, good guy dynamic between the two. But at what cost? To make a villain less intimidating and more annoying? Like, every time I saw him, I was like, ugh, this guy again. But the final battle with him was just, wow. Just, wow. Second, I feel like they introduced characters in the story way too early. This is an episodic game. Some characters could have waited to be introduced into the later episodes. And I felt like some of them were rushed and placed in certain scenes that they didn't need to be in. It felt tangent from the current situation at hand. Third, now, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember Aerith being this annoying. She just seems like she gets in the way half of the time. It wasn't until the end I kinda liked her character. But I do love her voice work. Her voice actress did a great job. But, jeez, I did not like Aerith's character. Overall, the story isn't worst, or even bad. I was intrigued throughout the whole way, but I do hope they do fix things in the next episodes, which I will talk about later. Now, I'm a huge video game music enthusiast. Heck, I play video game music on soundbars at my job. You would think I owe my love of video game music to Sonic, but no, it's Final Fantasy VII. From the Bomb Mission track to Under the Rotting Pizza, the soundtrack is one of my favorites. And with this remake, the music is remade with greatness, more percussions and clearer synths. Nobuo Uematsu was brought back to recompose the game's music. And I loved how the battle music was not just the same song over and over again like in the original. It's blended in with other portion of situational music of the level. And hearing Aerith's theme in the game is so freaking beautiful. The main theme was beautifully recomposed as well. I have listened to the soundtrack over and over and over again, and I don't think I have any complaints here. Nope. None. Nada. Freaking nope. It'll be a while until the next episode releases, but they have a lot of explaining to do to newcomers. In the end, it was confirmed that Zack was alive in an alternate dimension. I know who Zack is to Cloud. Do you? If you haven't played the game, you probably don't. And no, he's not a basketball-playing singer who falls in love. In short terms, he's the main reason why Cloud doesn't want to hold on to friendships, because when friends leave, it's harder to let them go. But there's more to that, and they didn't really explain that in this episode. But maybe, and hopefully in the next one. But Final Fantasy VII was one of my most anticipated games of 2020, and I was really grateful to enjoy this game in a new light. I'm just glad that after delay, after delay, after delay, this game came out the way it did. From my childhood to my adulthood, this game has brought joy to my life. Well, there you guys have it. I guess that's like a little review I have for Final Fantasy VII. And everything that I thought about it, and everything that I liked, and everything that I didn't like. And I hope that maybe I can do this again when the next episodes come out. Hopefully. Maybe. Wish for hoping. But I do want to do this more for other games as well, especially for Cyberpunk 2077 and multiple other games like The Last of Us Part 2. I don't know, I just feel like for big games like that, I need to start doing reviews and start talking about how I feel about it, because not a lot of times do I do gameplays or even playthroughs of those games, so, I mean, it's nice to put my opinion out there. So, I hope that you guys like this, and you guys want to see more. You guys can definitely subscribe and like this and comment and hit that post notification bell, all the things that YouTubers require you to do for them to keep their channels going. Even though mine is really not going anywhere, so what's the point? It's kind of dumb. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did play Final Fantasy VII, let me know what you guys thought of it, and you know, your likes and dislikes, and if you agreed with anything that I said, or if you disagree, I would love to hear it. I mean, it's what the comment section's for, I guess. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.